कहानी खत्म हो गई. एक जादू की किताब लाएं जो कभी खत्म ना हो. मुन्ने ने कहा. Alright, so let's write that. कहानी खत्म हो गई. Kahānī we've already seen a gazillion times. Kahānī खत्म हो गई. You see there's an X there? X represents the letter khe. That's why you may also hear me struggling. It's khatm. It's not khatam, right? It's not the kaf. Actually, I didn't include this in my letters that get mixed up quite often, right? I did the T sounds, the S sounds, the H sound, Z sound. Oh, even sometimes I said Q and K, but I should actually include X as well, because sometimes the khe sound, the X, the khe sound, it gets confused with kaf, right? So like maybe I thought it was khatam, but it's not khatam. Because I force myself to pronounce it as khatam, then I know, it tells me that, okay, this is a khe sound, okay? It's not kaf. So you could use those kinds of tools. All right, so back to our story. Kahānī khatm. So I know it's kh, so it's going to be kh. Khatm. Let me write it one more time. Okay, I remember like this meme going below te. I don't know which lesson it was, but quite often like istamal. Yeah, that's exactly where it was. Istamal. Istamal was the word that we practiced in lesson number 13. So that's where it's coming from. Okay, I like that. See? So it does translate over from the practice lessons. Khe is that X, te is the T, and mim is the M. Khatm. Kahānī khatm. Khatm means over, finished. Kahānī khatm ho gayi. The story ended. Ho gayi. Ho gayi. So we've got H-O. O normally, well, I don't want to say normally, but quite often is the long vowel, which is represented by the letter vowel. Okay, so ho, ho, and then that H, I'm pretty sure it's choti hai. It's not badi hai. Ho, nah, it's choti hai. Gai. Oh man, gai. So this is goth. But you know what? Gai. I feel like this has a Hamza. Ho gai. Gai. It could be like this, but it has a Hamza. Oops. Ooh. Okay, let's try that again. Ho gai. Nah, because that, I feel like that Hamza needs its own space. Gai, gai, gai. No, it can't have Hamza because there are no two long vowels. You only can have Hamza ho gai. That's ho gai. Ho gai. Yeah. I don't know why I'm thinking that there's a Hamza on here, but nah, there isn't. Okay, so let's write it in our final. Kahānī khatm ho. You know what? Nah, I don't think that's how you were supposed to. I feel like it's supposed to be like this. Why do I feel like that's the right better? I feel like that's what I had seen. But that extra, no, that's not right either. Okay, let's just go with what we did before. I'm gonna have to check back in the lesson. I'll include that in post. So for now, I'm gonna write it like this. Ho gai. Doesn't feel right. I'm gonna be honest. I still feel like there should be a hamza. What this is a zabar. Okay, so gai. Ho gai. All right. Then we have, okay, so period. एक जादू की किताब लाएं. एक, alif, and of course this is a short vowel because it's at the beginning of the word. Ek. Oh, I didn't even need to practice that. I kind of have seen it enough times. Okay, ek jadoo. Jadoo we wrote right here. Jadoo. Yeah. Ja do. Okay, and we see it. There's J, A bar, D, U bar. Okay, U bar is without a doubt vowel. Okay, jadoo ki kitab, a magical book, or book of magic rather. Book of magic. Jadoo ki. Yeah, do you see that? Do you see how this is ki? If this is ki, then this must be gi. But we're trying to write ho gai. Ga-i. Okay, so this is why we need that hamza. So one of the uses for hamza is when you need to pronounce two long vowels right next to each other, which we're going to see in just a minute. But another use of hamza, so let's start with this word ki, right? It looks exactly the same as gi, but with the gaf, with two of those lines up top to indicate the G. So another reason we use hamza is when we have diphthongs. So I had to look up diphthong. So diphthong, it says, is a single syllable where one vowel sound transitions smoothly into another. So in English, they give the example of boy. So we've got the oi, right? The oi, but it's in the same syllable. It's not two different syllables. And that's what's happening with gai. So ho gai. So in order for me to go from the i, gai, in one syllable, I need that hamza. So previously I was sure that you need a hamza when you have two long vowel sounds that you need, but also now we are discovering that if it's a diphthong, like gai, where you only have one syllable and you're moving so quickly from two vowel sounds, then you also need a hamza. So the examples ChatGPT gave are rai, which means opinion. So we've got the rai, and it's all in the same syllable. So previously what I had been saying is when you have two long vowel sounds and you need to pronounce them both, you must use a hamza. That's still the case, but I was never realizing that it was happening all in one syllable. Whether you have a long vowel or a short vowel, whenever you have two vowels in the same syllable, you need to put a hamza between them. So the second example is soy. So we've got the o, e, and they both are long vowel sounds, but they're also used within one syllable, soy. And then we've got padhai. So we've got pad, that's one syllable, hai, padhai, hai, right? So that's the second syllable. And we've got alif and the e sound. So these are three examples of words that have diphthongs. Okay, so ek jadoo ki kitab. Kitab, I'm pretty, yeah, kitab is right there. Although I wasn't too happy with it, we're gonna go with it. Okay, ek jadoo ki kitab laएं. Laएं is where you're going to need the Hamza because you have to pronounce two long vowels, one right after another, okay? So this rule I'm so like familiar with. I've seen it so many times. Laएं, laएं. So there's going to be no, oof. Yeah, this is me learning as I am teaching, as I'm practicing rather, right? If you look at the word, it says lam and then a bar, which is alif, and then en. E is normally ye. E is normally ye. And if the E is at the end, then it's badi ye, but if it's in the middle, then it's choti ye. Okay, so it's laएं. So there are two long vowels right after each other. So you know without a doubt that you are using Hamza. But what I'm not sure about is whether I put the two dots, right? It's laएं. Yeah, I think you do. You do, because it's in the middle. Anytime you have a ye in the middle, it must have the two dots, unless it's like this, right? I've seen it like this without the two dots, even though there's a ye understood. This is the only case where, not only, I shouldn't say only, the only case that I've seen at the moment, only exception, right? Maybe there are more exceptions. The more we work with this language, the more we might see. Okay, so let me go ahead and write the full sentence. So kahānī khatm ho gayi, which we already determined this is wrong. Ho gayi. I should write it how I think the other way would be, because this is gi, this is ki, this is gi. Gayi is not this. Ek jadoo ki kitab laएं. So laएं is lam alif la, laएं. And this has a Hamza because it's telling me you need to fully pronounce alif and the fully pronounce ye. Laएं. Ek jadoo ki kitab laएं jo kabhi khatm na ho. That never ends, right? Jo, we've seen jo several times too, I feel. Hi. Yeah. Jo, kabhi, and you can hear the P, right? So that's that BH. All right, and even when you look at it, it's KABH, I bar. Okay, so kaf, be, do chashmi hai, kabhi. That's the be. Right there, be. Let's try one more time. So kaf, be, do chashmi hai, which is what is needed to make that aspirated sound. The b, p, p. Let's start higher. Yeah, kaf, be, do chashmi hai, ye, kabhi. I don't like it, but no, I don't like it, and I don't like the ye, kabhi. I feel like it should be more like that. Not bad. Sure, that'll work. Okay, khatam na ho. Na is easy enough. Nun and alif, right? Alif bar. A bar. So nun alif na. Kabhi na khatam ho. Sorry. Kabhi khatam na ho. Khatam na ho. See, yeah, I feel like I want to write it like this, but we wrote ho like this earlier. But I feel like he told us to write it like that. I'll have to refer back to his writing, his lessons. Okay, so we wrote it like this earlier, so I'm going to keep it the same, although I do think it's like this. I don't know why I think that, but I'll test it out, whether it's this or this. Okay. Oh, and then said munna, right? Munne ne kaha. Let's write that too, why not? Munne, so there's a pesh on mim, and then nun has a tashdeed on it, that little W sign. That W sign over the nun, because we say it twice. Mun ne. Munne. Munne ne kaha. Okay? Kaha is kind of like kahānī. So it's the first part of kahānī. He said. Gehena means to say. So kaha is he said or she said. So let's try to fit it in here. Why not? So kaha. Munne ne kaha. All right. Okay. So let's go ahead and see how many mistakes we made. Okay. Kahānī, khatm. Yep, khatm is perfect. Ho gayi. See, I knew it. I knew that there was a Hamza. So I wrote ho and ho. This is how it should be. Exactly. This right here is right. This is not right. So again, this is not right. So it should be like this. Okay? That's how it should be. Ho gayi. Yeah, I guess that's it. I knew that this is not, I knew that this is wrong. But you know, technically this is not wrong. I mean, if I just put a Hamza there, then this turns from this, if I put a Hamza there, then this turns from gi to gai, because this is gi. And without that Hamza, it's gi, just like this is gi. But if I put a Hamza there, then it becomes gai, right? Just like this becomes gai, this becomes gai. Yeah. And the word gai means, like if I say gai salo, that means several. Gai means several years. Gai salo. Okay, I'm learning right in front of you. Okay, so, oh no, we're not done. Then we have ek, correct. Jadoo, correct. Ki, correct. Kitab, just fine. Oh, mistake. Okay. Lam alif, fine. Lain has its own little groove. Then we see the ye. Then we see the nun gunna. So lain is wrong. Excuse me. So lain is lam alif, la, and then 3. So there's a notch groove. So I have to put Hamza on its own like chair. And then ye is right here. That's line. Okay, so it needed an extra, although the 2 dots I put there, but they were sharing that chair and they need their own seats, okay? I'm gonna write it one more time. Okay, so lam, alif, la, Hamza, ye, nun, ghunna, line. So the more you do it, the more you focus as much as I am focusing. You might be thinking, this girl's nuts. But the more you interact with it, it sits. It makes sense. Okay? So that's लाएं. एक जादू की किताब लाएं जो कभी, interesting. It's not wrong, but I do feel like maybe Arslan Sahab might write it differently. I'll see if I can find the word kabhi. Yeah. Kabhi. Oh man. Did I write the word? Oh no, kabhi bhi. Shoot, I added the word kabhi. I don't know if it's actually. Nah, I'm looking at the transliteration. The word p isn't there. This is a matter of me often saying the word p after kabhi. I notice it, like kabhi bhi. It's often paired together. And so my mind just put it there, but it's not actually there in the story. The actual sentence is, ek jadoo ki kitab laएं jo kabhi khatm na ho. But I wrote, jo kabhi bhi khatm na ho. It's not wrong, definitely not wrong, but it's just not there in the story. So yeah, I'll just erase it. But you'll notice, like if you listen to dialogues in a movie or whatever, if you hear people speaking, kabhi and p are often paired together. Anyway, jo kabhi khatm. Yeah, so we've got khe, te, and mim. Jo kabhi khatm na. Oh, I'm not even paying attention to the. I just feel like I already know, and so I'm not paying attention. And if you notice, it's N-A, right? Jo kabhi khatm na. Yeah, it's N-A. It's not A bar. A bar equals alif. This is the same mistake I made with the name nadra, right? I put alif. So I need to be more careful. So it's actually noon and choti hai, right? So these are the 2 letters making up na. Noon and choti hai. And quite often, when you have choti hai as the last letter, you'll, let me show you. Well, it looks like this, right? I think I have shown you where, so this is wrong. So you just make this, and you put the dot on there, and that's na. Okay? Jo kabhi khatm na ho. Ho is right there. Ho is right there. Okay? Then we have the last 3 words. Munne. Interesting. Because they don't. I put like a full notch for noon, whereas they just did like this. They were just like mim, noon, like that, right? They didn't create a full, maybe that's right, mim, noon. And so, and then the pesh goes above mim because it makes it mu, mun, and then we get the tashdid above noon, and then the ye makes it a, munne. Remember I told you if a word is ending in e, then that means badi ye, okay? Munne. munne. Munne ne kaha. Kaha. Not bad, not bad. Could have been better, but not bad. Okay, so we'll end it here, but we've got several pages left to go. So yeah, let me know if you want to see me do the second 2 sentences, which clearly will take forever. But thank you very much for sticking around. Let me know what you think. And until next time, Khodafis.